Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy BA, and we are back with another video, man. Today we are going to be giving you guys an update on our Greatsword and bow build. So we've been kind of piecing together things just over time as far as with the rune glass gems. So we've definitely been trying out just different combinations of the rune glass gems to see what overall works out for us. So in this video, I'll kind of show you the overall build that I've kind of finalized on for the moment. There are still upgrades that I would like to do over time, but for right now, this build has been working out absolutely amazing for me. I will give you guys a full breakdown of my attributes as well as the skill trees, and I heard you guys last time. I will make sure my fat face is not in the way. So sit back, relax, man. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. So let's get started with the attributes, but first I would like to let you guys know that I will have this complete build linked down below in the description, as well as the first comment in the comment section, in case you guys would rather click on the link and take a look at all my gear. It will be detailed, every single piece, every single gem that I'm using, as well as my weapons, perks included, attributes included, and weapon trees included as well. So you guys will be able to take a look at everything. But to start, our base stats are 370 dexterity as well as 100 con, and we usually run our 40 dex food that takes us up to 410 dex and 100 con. But sometimes we do use the 30 dex food, which is which will take us up to 400 dex and 100 con, which actually still works out really, really well. So honestly, whatever you can get 30 plus food or 40 plus food, either way, you're still going to do a ton of damage with this build overall. Next, we'll move on to the weapons. So for the Greatsword tree, the 3 abilities that we choose to go with are Steadfast Strike, Skyward Slash, and Relentless Rush. So all of these abilities have great importance in the build as far as how we use it. So I kind of start from the different trees overall. So on the right side, one of my most important perks is this guy right here. So that bleed that you do from the heavy attack is very, very important. It does a ton of damage and you can stack up to 5 of them. The attack does give you a little bit of grit. It helps from time to time, but honestly, it's not a huge time frame of grit, so I wouldn't rely on it all the time. But the bleed from this is what we're really after. Using heavy attacks within your fights, especially longer, drawn out fights, that bleed and that damage over time is really, really going to come into play. Overall, with this build, damage over time is something that I really, really lean towards because I think it puts a lot of pressure on the opponent because they have to react. You only have so many potions, and then you have a cooldown time that you have before you can take another potion. And during that cooldown time, that DLT is ticking damage down on them even when you aren't physically doing damage to them at that moment. So Steadfast Strike and Skyward Slash are 2 abilities that are very, very important for this build, at least to me personally, because they cause a stagger. So I know in the previous video I told you guys that the Fire Staff was one of my worst weapons to fight against because of the flamethrower. These 2 abilities stop that. The stagger stops the flamethrower and it allows you to do more damage as they are staggered. And it has helped me out so much. I have no trouble fighting against flamethrowers anymore because that stagger either allows me to follow up with more damage or gives me a little bit of time to plan a little bit of escape. Because one thing about this build that I will tell you guys is that Relentless Rush is going to be your only form of extra mobility. So you have to be very, very careful with when you use your dodges, and you don't want to overdo your stamina because when you become exhausted, from my personal experience, I die a lot. So managing your stamina is going to be very, very important. And knowing when you use Relentless Rush to go in offensively, you have to also look for different ways to get out. And that's why these staggers are going to be very, very important, because if you get into a very heavy situation 1v1, you can stagger an opponent and it'll give you a little bit of time to get away. So next we're going to move over to our bow skill tree. And for the bow, it has not changed much at all. I still have not gotten the chance to try out this 3rd perk within the explosive arrow tree. I know I said I wanted to try that out, but honestly, even with the update where they made the arrow size bigger for explosive arrow, I have been hitting more arrow shots, but overall my current build has just been working out really, really good for me. So I've been very nervous to kind of switch up the abilities a little bit, but I will give it a try because I think that extra damage can really come into play and it can make or break some different situations. So I will test that out for a future video to let you know if this is something that we shall change. If I do make this change, it will be reflected in the skill tree in the link below. So I'm going to make sure that I keep that link updated to the most current version of this build, because I do think this is going to be my PvP build that I use moving forward until something better comes along. Penetrating Shot is honestly one of my favorite abilities just in the game. I think it is, I don't want to say underrated, but I think some people don't use it, but it is a very fast attack that does a lot of damage. It allows you to do a 1-2 combo really, really fast, like extremely fast. You can get off multiple shots with a heavy attack moving right into your penetrating shot. And you're going to see in a lot of the clips I use the penetrating shot right after I do a fully charged heavy attack, because those 2 right back to back does a lot of damage. And at 410 dex, sometimes you can 2-shot a lot of these squishy characters. Poison Shot is one that I think a lot of people have have been overlooking. But I personally think Poison Shot does a good amount of damage, but also the DOT that it does is amazing. You get a DOT for 20 seconds, and I think that is just amazing because I like to play off my DOT, because if a fight is taking longer, the DOT is just putting more and more pressure on the enemy, and that is something that I personally need because I'm not going to hit every single shot. I'm getting old, I can't see, I'm not going to hit every shot, so DOTs work in my favor very, very often. And with this build, you get a lot. You get the DOT from the heavy attack from the Greatsword, you get the DOT from Poison Shot. With my bow, you'll see I have Keenly Jagged on it, so I'll get that bleed DOT, as well as the DOT from the explosive shot as well. I think it's this ability right here. Yeah, the burn. So you get 8% weapon damage for 10 seconds. So that's a lot of damage that's stacking up for the DOTs over time. And that makes a big, big difference in a lot of these fights. I know I have a ton of clips where I secure a lot of kills where I'm not even landing that final shot. They're just bleeding out, or poison is taking over and doing the damage and taking them out. Or the burn from explosive arrow is taking them out. So like the DOTs really, really help within all fights, honestly. So this is just one final look at the full bow tree that we are using, so that you guys can get a look at all of the abilities that we're using there. And then we'll head over to the Greatsword and I'll give you guys a one final look at all the abilities that we are using. So feel free to pause and take a look, or the link below. All right, so next we will go over our gear pieces that we are using within this build. First, we are still using our Greatsword with Nature Attunement and Enchanted, just because we haven't found anything that we wanted to upgrade to. I know some people would get different perks, or there's a few different perks that they would rather have on their Greatsword. But for me right now, this combination has been working out really, really well. It does a ton of damage, and that's all I can ask for out of it. Next, our bow. This is the same bow that we have been using 4 months basically. The Nature Attunement along with Keenly Jagged is just such a nasty combo that it is very hard for me to pass this up. And just overall, the amount of times that I do crit damage, I don't mind Keen being the third perk on here, but if I could switch out now, I think last time I said I would switch Keen for Enchanted, but now I think I would switch Keen for Vicious, and then I would want to run Attunement, Vicious, Jagged. So thank you guys in the comments, because a lot of you guys made me think a lot more as far as why would I want specific perks, and it definitely helped me kind of make up my mind as far as what I'm going to look for as far as my next upgrades with this build. Speaking of upgrades, we still have not found an upgrade for our helmet, because I mean overall freedom and resilient is just really, really good for PvP. I need to be able to get out of those stuns faster, so it's very hard for me to get rid of that freedom for just another resilient whatever else piece. So until I can find a great 3-perker, which I think I would want it to be freedom, stricken fortification, resilient, I'm going to rock with this out until I find that replacement. But one of the things that we did switch is some of the gems. So you're going to see that we are running a sighted gem here to give us a little bit more range damage on our attacks. For our chest piece, we still are rocking the Rusher's chest guard that we got from the OPR crate, because I mean overall this is just a really, really good piece. I think all 3 perks are great to have, and I don't really think there's much out there that I would want to have instead of this 3-perk combo right here. I did switch, and we are running a melee gem within the chest piece, but this is the only melee piece gem I think we are using, because we just want to try to squeeze just a little bit more damage out of the Greatsword. And I don't know how noticeable it is overall in the grand scheme of things, but for overall the build, everything's been working out correctly for me. Because when I say like I've been having so much fun running this build, and I have been playing my best in OPR running this build, since I've been playing like in general, like it is really, really fun, and it's really, really been working out for me. All right, next we are back with our gloves, which we also got from OPR. The one thing here that I would want to change out is Empowering Breaker. I do think I would rather have either a Freedom or Shrinking Fortification on them. If I was to switch out the perks on here, I may actually switch out the Refreshing as well for another Shrinking Fort or Freedom piece with all three of those with Resil as the third. Next, we are rocking our regular pants again because these pants are awesome as well. I actually didn't realize how many refreshing pieces I had with this build, so we're getting a decent amount of cooldown reduction, which I never really focused on prior to this, but now that we're going through and kind of taking a look at the full build, it does give you a really good amount of cooldown reduction. So I think that really will help overall within all of our fights. For our boots, we are still rocking the Freedom, Refreshing Ward, and Resilient. So for this, Freedom and Resilient as well, it's kind of like our headpiece. Refreshing Ward, it's okay, it'll do for now, but that is another perk that I would probably change out to get a perfect 3-perker pair of boots. All right, our jewelry, I don't think our jewelry has changed very much. For our amulet, we are rocking Fortified Recovery to gain 10% recovery when we get below 50% health. That does kick in. It only lasts for 5 seconds, but honestly, when you're taking damage and you get below 50%, that extra Fortified definitely does help. It also has Divine Health, so we get more health from our incoming healing effects, and then we also have more health overall, which is very, very helpful for running 100 con. So for our ring, we are still using the Leeching Hardy Nature Damage ring, mainly because we are still using the Nature Damage gems in our weapons. I love having those Nature rune glass gems because they do the 2-second poison ticks, and like I said, DOT, it's only 2 seconds, but it does great damage for those 2 seconds, and it will secure you a kill or two when people are running away, because sometimes people are really slippery, but that damage over time will get them. And for our earring, the most important perk for me personally is Healthy Toast. I will not use an earring that does not have Healthy Toast on it, mainly because I have a crap ton of mana potions, and also that 9.7% heal is very underrated. This perk has saved me so many times. It is literally just an extra heal. So now I have the mana potion that heals me, I have my health potion that heals me, I have my regeneration potion that heals me, and I have the hardy mills in case I get into a really sticky situation where all my potions are on cooldown. So you have a lot of sustainability within your heals with this build. This also has Refreshing Toast, so my potions will cool down 29% faster, so allowing me to take my potions faster. And then I like to use Duplicating Toast mainly for my food, because the food can get pretty expensive, especially when I run this as my main food. Even just the components to cook it at the station can be pretty expensive as well. So anywhere I can save money in the long run that way, that is why that perk is so important for me. Then lastly, we will talk about our Heartrune. We are running the Brutal Detonate because I have not gotten a chance to craft up any of these guys, the Bow Bombs. So I haven't got a chance to try these out yet, and very soon I am going to craft these up and give these a try. So if these replace Detonate in that spot, I also will update it in the link and try that out, but I haven't had a chance to use it. I haven't even put the blue ones in and used it as well because I've been having a lot of fun with Detonate. Honestly, just trying to figure out the best time to jump in on clumps when you hit your Detonate has really added a different dimension to my PvP, because it allows me to kind of pop in, do a bunch of damage, use my ability to get out, and it's like you come in, boom, blow up, bow, pop out. maybe get a kill or two. But even if you don't get a kill, you do a ton of damage. But if I'm not mistaken, I think I have went over everything for this build today. I hope you guys enjoyed the montage at the beginning of the video. After I finish this up, I will have a few more clips that are from my stream. I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/BlackArrowLive. So if you guys would like to catch me, I only stream 1 day a week, so you guys don't have to worry about missing me during the week. If you come through Sunday morning at noon Eastern time, we rock it out for about 4 hours. We just chill, have a good time, play some OPRs, make some money. You know, we just no stress. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new, hit that like button to show your support for the channel, and then I will catch you guys in the very next one. So I do have a few more videos coming that are going to be non-PvP or combat focused, just as far as like different tips and tricks for newer players to the game, because I've had a lot of new friends, or not new friends, but I've had a lot of friends come to the game recently with overall the promotions that they've been having with the free weekend and the price being half off. Really good deals. So if the price is still half off and you guys are thinking about getting New World, definitely make sure you snatch it up while it's on sale, because I mean, for the value of this game, of what you get out of this game, I think you really can't beat $20 for the game, to be honest. But enjoy the stream clips. I'll catch you guys in the next one. It's your boy BA. I am out. Peace. Oh, bro, when you can spin in the air with that is so insane. I love that so much. Donald, what are you doing? Homie with that throw is actually pretty nasty. Come here. Yep, got you. Come here. Oh, what did he hit you with? Yep. Lastly, the healer. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Yoink. 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 Oh my god, the three-piece though. The three-piece though. Oh my god. No.
Crushing blow! The sun comes to victory! Ready for more?
There we go.
GG! The Blues bask in the light of glory!
That was a nice one right there. That was a nice little one right there. Hey, how do we do there?